Hey everyone, this is Roger from Almost Full Color. We are in May and we got another Monkey Island game along with 4 other games. I don't think they're doing themes anymore, but we got the Monkey Island train continuing, so let's get into this. First up, we got Mail Mole, which came out in 2021, got a Metacritic score of 78, and you're looking at about $15 on Steam for this game that takes about 4 hours. This is a 3D platformer, and how I can generalize this game is it's an ode to 64 games. Like, looking at the screen now, it just looks like something that would have came out in 64, a little more polished, not as blocky, but it's just is pretty much an ode to this genre of 3D platformers that I enjoy playing. You play as Molly the Mole, and you're delivering mail, and short of it, the more mail you deliver, the more power you get to this hub area to restore the power back. And this hub area reminds me of Spyro, where you had this section you can kind of talk to people and jump to worlds, kind of like Mario 2 with the castle. Not really many enemies in the levels. The biggest enemy is the boss guy. I did forget his name, but he just reminds me of Bowser. He comes in this ship. You have to hit these 3 buttons, and they just get harder each time he comes back. So, similar to that there. The controls felt real nice. It did feel like I was playing a 64 game the way I remembered it, so that means they probably did improve it, because if you ever played some older games, the way you remember how the controls were is always a lie, I always feel. But this one did play pretty smooth. They added these racing levels where you kind of hit these boosts and have to get through the level. And they also added time travel trials where you go back and race against these computer moles to get the fastest time. There's also replayability because you can gold star levels by beating them under a certain time. The only odd thing is you're playing as a mole, so you go underground, and that's basically what you see most of the time is a dirt spot, which is weird to see the character do that, but actually, I would say this is a download. I really enjoyed my time playing this, and the pro here is if you played Mario 64, Spyro, those are my 2 examples, but many other games that like this Banjo-Kazooie, you should try this. It is a pretty good throwback to it. The con here is if you're just too young for that style of platformer that was played, you may not care much about it because there'll be no character really on the screen most of the time, so that can get annoying. Next up, we have a game that Gaines actually streamed years ago called Cat Quest, which came out in 2021. A 79 on the PC Metacritic score. Looking at about 6 hours of gameplay for this $13 game. And this is an RPG, and it's very interesting graphics, I'll describe it. The thing I pointed out during Gaines' stream, which he also mentioned a lot of, because he had a lot of feedback, which I agree with most of them. Couldn't find the video, but basically you start playing on this quote-unquote map world. Like, it feels like you're running on a flat map and bumping into bad guys, kind of like a pop-up book a little bit. Which, speaking of Hero, you play as Hero, who has the dragon blood to defeat the enemies. The negative here is you can get lost in the sense of they don't unbound you from like higher level areas. So if you just go up north, you're going to start fighting like level 30 items, and it mixes in. So there's some confusion there. Once you get the hang of it, you can kind of understand, and each of the side quests does tell you the level you're expecting to be at or the difficulty of the bad guys. Story is pretty simple, nothing there. But I would say just by the graphics and the simplicity, and it was enjoyable, kind of like the Mail Mole. It's a download. Didn't expect much from this, and it held up, and I don't think there was many cons to deter it from not downloading. It's a straightforward exploring RPG is the pro here. The con here is you will bump into higher level things that is just going to defeat you. And if that frustrates you, you may not have a good experience, especially if you do that early on. Next up, also from 2021, which these 4 games are all from the same year, is Out of Line. This did not have a Metacritic score, which shocked me because it seemed like a pretty polished game, and I usually only see these for the really, really indie games, but none here. We have a $13 game on Steam with 3 hours. Very unique graphics in this game. It's like a kind of hand-drawn style, or a little bit just weird. I can't really describe it, but I enjoyed the look of it. So it's not a bad thing here. There's not much to the story. You're just playing as a character, kind of escaping this factory or escaping these claws. And you have a, I call it a spear, but I guess this is the line you have. But you use that to solve all the puzzles. So if there's a tall ledge, you throw your sphere into the wall, and you can use that as a little springboard. You can stop gears from closing a door, make it a lever, and so on. So the puzzles here are really good. I enjoyed every section of the game that had a puzzle. They actually teach you stuff along the way without guiding you too much to figure it out, which is always a good sign of a puzzle game. You also have AI that interacts with you and travels with you to help solve the puzzles, which I thought that was a good twist. And not much else to say here about this game except download it. The pro here is for a puzzle platformer. It's pretty good mechanics, and I enjoyed a lot of it. The con here, it is relatively short, so I felt like it had a lot more promise and could have been a more full game. I am curious if they made a sequel. I have to look that up. Next up, we have Shattered Tale of the Forgotten King. A Metacritic score of 68. Looking at about $30 in Steam for this 17-hour game. And in short, this is a Dark Souls style game. Your character's stuck in this limbo world, which is cool. You get this little companion guy that sticks on your back and talks to you to help you guide, which I thought that was pretty cool. Interesting graphics again, not unique, but interesting. I don't know how I felt about these graphics. It did give me a limbo stuck state. It took a while to get used to them, but I did enjoy them after playing for a while. This game, like I said, it's like a Dark Souls inspired one, so it's on the harder side. Hits from enemies just take a lot of health. The platforming is fun. That was kind of the added stuff they did. It's a lot of jumping around, figuring that out, doing shortcuts, which can lead into unlocking paths to get back faster from your checkpoint if you die. But overall, the story is just kind of bland, and the graphics lead to this blandness. It's just very simple, I guess, looking, and it's a weird state, but I overall would say it's a download. Again, one of them on-the-fence downloads, so I could have went either way. The pro here, it is a Dark Souls style clone, so that's kind of the big style of games recently, and they're fun to play. I did enjoy playing this game for this video. The con here is the the odd graphics here that are kind of gloomy. That is what made this kind of not stand out as much. Okay, finally, Curse of Monkey Island. This is the third entry of the Monkey Island series. Came out in '97 with a Metacritic score of 89, 8 hours of gameplay, and is $7 on Steam. This is a point-and-click game. All I can say, if you really enjoy Monkey Island and never had them, you are having the time of your life right now, because I feel like it's been month after month of Monkey Island. This one is ranked up in the top 2 best Monkey Island games from just generally looking around the internet and kind of taking an average. This is the first one we got that didn't have a remake or remastered, so this is the original game. And you could tell it's in '97. They put a lot of work in changing this. The video and graphics I liked a lot. I like this cartoon style. Very simple interactions. We don't have this push-pull and what was it, like 12 different options you could pick. You just have interact, talk, and look at. So you have very simple, though it is on a coin, which made it hard for me to tell what was happening. You right-click for your inventory and hold left-click to get the coin up, or just left-click to, I think, look at is the default. Again, the animation, I enjoyed the cutscenes. I thought it was cool. I really like this. This is what I remember seeing from Monkey Island that I enjoyed a lot. Still, the weird puzzles that I don't like from this time. and you are playing on the Scrum VM, so you are playing the original game here, which is very good if you like the retro games. I just always have a problem like leaving it, and I always forget to save, and it's a big mess to me. So it's a little clunky to get started, but it does run real nice for the people that really like these retro games. And sadly, I'm just going to continue my Monkey Island streak and say not a download for me. Again, it is back to it's not my nostalgia. I played a couple point-and-click games, but I missed out on the Monkey Island series, and it's not enough to pull me in to want to play them. So the pro here is if you like the older PC games, of course, grab it. No thoughts here. The con, it's point-and-click, so if you don't like it, you don't like it like me, sadly. Anyway, that's it for this month. We got 5 games. My pick will be Out of Line. It was an interesting puzzle game. I enjoyed it. It's relatively short. It was actually tied with Mail Mole a little bit, but I would give that edge to Out of Line. I would definitely get that first, but get Mail Mole if you like 64. Again, I know nostalgia has probably influenced 2 of these ratings of them games, so if you like 64, and like I said, if you like Monkey Island, I can't deny it's one of the most favorite games, so obviously get that too. But definitely check out Out of Line, and I'll see you next month for maybe 5 more games. Peace.